Okay, everybody, it's me again, Gregory Mannarino. This is my post-market wrap-up on this absolutely epic day, Monday, May 18th, 2020. Actually, as I am doing this video blog, stocks are still trading for about 8.5 minutes. We are going to ride the close together. But look, this has been one incredible day in this market. I don't know another way to put it. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up over 1,000 points. I told you, regardless of anything else, this is, well, I don't know. You fill in the blank. Incredible, supernatural, retarded. I don't think I'm supposed to say that word anymore. It's insane why you can't say that word. What happens if I had to retard the timing on my 68 Camaro Super Sport? You can advance the timing and then you can retard the timing. I guess I can't say I'm retarding the timing. No, you can't say that word. It's kind of a no-no, but I just said it like 4 times. Anyway, look, so we understand what's going on here. It's very simple, but I want to put a little light on a few things. Yeah, stocks are up over 1,000 points. Like I said, we'll ride the close together. The big deal here, I mean huge, is the 10-year yield. It's going right up 0.74 last time I looked. What does that mean? The market is kind of like getting some kind of relief here. This is cash coming out of the debt market, making its way into the stock market. It's very simple. That's how these mechanisms work. A lot of today's rally, though, I want you to keep this in mind, is short covering. Look, I really feel bad for people. That's the truth. This market has gone pretty much straight up for the past 7.5 weeks. I've been nothing but long this market. Anyone, the nearly 30,000 people that subscribe to my newsletter, link in the description of this video, have been fed position after position after position by me. All of them have been on the long side. I closed the bunch today. I posted my profit. I posted what positions I closed on all my social media networks. To say that I had a good day would be an understatement. But this is what this is all about, taking advantage of the situation. So let's regroup a minute here. Stocks is some kind of a supernatural rally mode here, despite the fact that we have a dead economy, we have no money velocity. The Fed is buying the world. The Federal Reserve, that's what's driving this here. It's the Federal Reserve. The promise of negative rates, the president's wish is going to come true. The market is pricing in negative rates moving forward, which means people that are in the stock market are going to do really well. People that are not in the stock market are going to be destroyed. That wealth has to be stolen from some people and then transferred to others. That's all this is. The market is a wealth transfer effect. That's all it is. It's a mechanism to move money from one group of people up to another group of people. And once you get yourself on the right side of this, and that's what I've been trying to do for years, keep my lions, keep my friends on the right side of this market, well, that's it. It's just simple to know what to do and when to do it. Let's talk about a few other things here. Cryptocurrencies, a little bit of a gain across the board here. Litecoin put on like 3%. Gold and silver catching a nice bid here. Actually, that's not true. Gold was down earlier today. I think it might be down a little bit. Silver put on a nice gain. Despite the money printing, despite the fact that the Fed is buying it all. I mean, there was even another article today, Reuters, is explaining the mechanism here. The Fed is buying it all. This is not just Greg Mannarino saying it. You got major news networks talking about how the Fed is buying everything. They're talking about the Fed is buying trillions of dollars in corporate debt. The Fed is funneling trillions of dollars around the world. The Fed's balance sheet is ballooning. Now, how many times, with a show of hands, have you heard me say that the Federal Reserve's balance sheet was going to balloon, and along with it, the stock market would as well. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on here. This mechanism, this charade, the virus charade, okay, the disbursement of this virus has allowed a takeover, has allowed the Fed to issue in its final solution, to be the lender and buyer of last resort, to own it all. That's it. We're witnessing a phenomenon here. And no one is doing a thing about it. The Fed is completely unleashed. The Fed is unchained right now, and they're being allowed to finish what they were started to do. The Federal Reserve was created for one reason. One, to allow those entities which run the Fed to own the entire world, not just dictate how we transact and what we transact in. That was phase one of why the Federal Reserve was created. Once the Federal Reserve was allowed to have that power, allowed to dictate what you can and cannot transact in, that was major. Then we had the petrodollar system, which made the dollar the world reserve currency. That was, I guess, phase two. Phase three, or their final phase, is this, to be the lender, buyer of last resort. This is why they were created, to buy it all, to own it all. So we have a financial entity. I mean, all of the world's central banks are owned by the same entities. They're everywhere. There are hundreds of central banks around the world. The Federal Reserve is number one. Why? The U.S. has the reserve currency, where the Fed is funneling those dollars around the world. And what are banks doing with those dollars? They're buying assets. They're buying it all. So we're witnessing what appears to be a science fiction movie. It's not a science fiction movie. It's actually happening. Not only is it happening, but you have our politicians here calling for more debt. Let's borrow some more. $3 trillion here, $3 trillion there. Let's make it $10 trillion here. Let's go negative with regard to rates. This is making the Fed the most powerful organization on the earth by leaps and bounds. And we all are going to be answering to the Federal Reserve via our politicians who are bought and paid for. All of them. We are in an environment of corruption that is hard to get your head around. It really is when you understand what's going on. But again, understanding the mechanism here allows you and me to not be sheared like the rest of the people are going to be sheared, especially when negative rates come. Again, a big reason why we've been seeing this rally in the market is the Fed. The the president's promise of negative rates. You know, the good cop, President Trump, bad cop, yellow stain, Jay Powell. They got to play the charade out. I want negative rates. That's the president. Jay Powell, no. Negative rates aren't coming. Meanwhile, both of them, no. It's already coming. The President Trump has already been advised that negative rates are coming. Jay Powell, obviously being the Fed chair, he was probably the one that advised, closing bell, that advised President Trump, don't worry, negative rates are coming. We're going to boost up this stock market. We're going to force cash up to the 1%ers. We're going to force cash into the hands of the rich. We're going to legally steal it from anyone with an interest earning account. Think about it. You put your cash into an institution where you would normally get interest, okay? Actually, no one has been earning interest to keep up the rate of inflation for a very, very long time. But negative rates mean the banks literally reach their ugly hand into your account and pull out capital every month. They remove cash from your account. That creates an environment of risk like you have no idea, and stocks rocket higher. So you're witnessing, see, the market is always forward thinking. So what you're witnessing now is the market pricing in negative rates, pricing in the fact that millions of people are going to be robbed on an epic scale only to push cash into the stock market. The president cannot tell you this. The president will not tell you this because maybe you would change your vote. He wants that market higher. People that are in the market are going to vote President Trump. President Trump will not lose the next election. It's a lock. That's already been decided as well. So don't worry about it. You Trump supporters, he will win. Those that want President Trump to lose, I got some bad news for you. He's already been chosen. He is going to win a second term. Okay? Let me check the market for you. So let's see what the indices did. Let's have some fun. Okay, Dow Jones Industrial Average finished up 3.85% or 911 points. Let's just do that. So gains across the board, like almost a 4% for the Dow. S&P put on over 3%, NASDAQ too. Crude oil over 10%. It's incredible. Cryptocurrencies, like I said, actually Bitcoin finished about flat. Ethereum 2.29, Ripple 0.95, Litecoin almost 3%. Let's look at rates real quick. 0.73 for the 10-year. Need I say more? This is extremely bullish for the market. So several things here pushed markets higher. Number one is again the promise of negative rates, and they are coming. There is no doubt about it. The market realizes that. Number two, short covering. A lot of guys and girls got crushed being on the wrong side of this market. I guess they don't listen to Greg Mannarino, and that's very sad because I've kept people on the right side of this market for a very, very long time. Not only that, I told you when to sell your stock the Friday before the sell-off. And for the past 7 weeks, I've been long this market. I've been buying calls. Me and my lions have been shredding this market to death. And we're going to continue to do that. There's just no doubt about it. I have promised all of you I will never let you lose. You know why? Because I really do care. And I feel bad for people that have been short. I even feel bad for Jeffrey Gundlach. He's a billionaire. The man has been short this market. He's lost, I can't even tell you. It must be absolutely staggering the amount of money that this man has lost being short this market. And it's not just him. A lot of real big guys out here with huge amounts of capital have been short this market. And they really should start listening to Greg Mannarino. I think they'll all do a lot better. All right, look, with that said, people, look, I think you know the story here. This is unprecedented what's happening here. It's a takeover on a global scale by the Federal Reserve. They're issuing in their final solution. Their reason for existing is being fulfilled right now. It's a new world order. It's a new paradigm. Everything it's new. You know, we're all in this together. Yeah, we're all in this together as we're watching a global takeover by the Federal Reserve and those that are fostering it. I'm talking about the President of the United States working hand in hand with the Federal Reserve to bring them to the top of that pyramid. And I'm not making fun of the president, not putting him down, but he did say he was the chosen one. And I take him at his word. He was the chosen one. He is the chosen one to issue in the New World Order, the central bank, the Federal Reserve, now taking over the entire world. And it's pretty frightening to see. I don't think this is going to end well for everyone because we will all be answering to the Federal Reserve. They own it all. They own the politicians. They own the president. They own the White House. With that said, they make the rules. And guess what? Either you listen to them, you pretty much will probably end up dead. All right, I'm out of here. Love you all. Please share the video.